Hello, everyone. This is Kelsey Grieveson, your host of the Health Chats podcast. Today's episode is going to be a bit of a brain dump. So, earlier today, I was chatting with some friends who are diehard listeners of my podcast. They are my accountability partners. They are my inspiration. They are absolutely so empowering in my life. They remind me to keep going even when I don't ask for it. And one thing they said is, Kelsey, you should just do more solo episodes where you're just chit chatting and yapping and it's not planned, it's not structured, it's just you. And as I'm sitting here, it's now 10 p.m. in my bed, and I'm looking at some of the recent podcasts that I've done with other, you know, interviewees or people or owners, business owners. I thought, what could I talk about? And there is no time like the present moment. So I'm going to tell you what I did today and take you through the wave of emotions that I experienced as a human, as a woman, as a business owner, a health coach, a professional working in the wellness space. I want to take you through that just to remind you that, like, I'm human too. And just because I have this platform and other platforms where I am quite public and open about my life doesn't mean I don't struggle. And so it's 10:01. I finished almost an entire chocolate bar. I ate the rest of it, I think, yesterday. But most of a chocolate bar, which was 85% dark chocolate, yet I ate that whole chocolate bar. And it came from a place of the second I walked in my door today, I was feeling emotionally exhausted. I was feeling like a bitchy bitch, for lack of a better word. I even said it to my roommate. I was like, I am feeling like a bitch right now. I do not know what's going on. And then I whipped open my phone and I looked in my Flow app to see when I'm getting my period, and it told me it was 5 weeks away, which made zero sense. And then I opened another app, which is called Stardust, and it's this like super woo woo app for your period. And it says it comes in 8 days. And I saw that and I was like, nice. Some external validation for why I'm feeling like a bitchy bitch. And then I proceeded to make myself some dinner. I heated up some of the meal prep that I have and I made a dish that felt like it was going to be a little bit, soul warming and comforting, because at that point, when I walked in from a yoga class, by the way, it's not like I was coming from a heavy day by any means. I was just feeling like I needed something. I needed some sort of comfort. And so I made myself that dinner, cleaned up, came upstairs, laid in bed, brought my chocolate bar with me because I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm probably going to want to eat some of this. And then I did. I ate the whole thing. And I don't feel bad because what I've learned, if anything, to bring, health coaching and behavior into this is, in the past when I would eat way too much food and really label it binge eating or overeating, the reason why that had such a pull on me is because of my mindset following. And to break this down, I used to eat an entire pizza or an entire bucket of ice cream, not even just a pint. I don't know what to call them, but like a big thing of ice cream. Or what else would I eat? Like chocolate covered almonds. It's always those really high fat, high carb, um, not satiating by any means meals, but they're full of sugar, they're full of fat, they're maybe really salty, that give you comfort because, I mean, emotionally, I was unable to sit with my emotions. And like I just said, from my day to day, still sometimes happens. But what would follow after eating those foods would be me in my own mind with this dialogue saying, Kelsey, what the hell is wrong with you? You have no self control. Why do you continue to binge eat? Why do you go and sabotage your entire day of eating healthy and exercising and preaching a healthy mindset by eating this whole bag of chips or eating this entire pizza? Like, what's wrong with you? And that, if you missed it, that mindset, that internal language is way worse for you than if you were to just eat, oops, an entire bag of chips or oops, an entire pizza. It is way worse for you to continue to beat yourself up, to continue to stay in that place of high stress, of nervous system dysregulation by replaying what just happened in your mind. That is the power of your mind. So let's fast forward back to today where, yeah, I ate an entire chocolate bar and it was delicious. And I probably, overconsumed more than my daily recommended dose of calories and carbs and fats and whatnot. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, oopsie daisy, I actually feel better emotionally, if I'm being honest. I feel much better than when I walked in the door earlier. I don't feel bad. I don't have anything bad to say about myself because there are such things as coping mechanisms, which, I mean, they are healthier than the full chocolate bar that I did eat. But sometimes they do look like that. Sometimes they do look like that. And that's okay too. And so if you're listening to this, if you've gotten this far and you're like, okay, what is the point? What is the purpose of this? I think the purpose of it is me trying a little bit more to share bits and pieces of what a random weeknight might actually look like for me. I absolutely know that like I'm consistent with what I do, kind of how we started this. My friends are like, keep going, keep showing up. And I'm like, guys, I will. Like, trust me, I will. And also, what exists at the same time as that is the days where I come home from being a human, from, going through my routine of whether I taught a yoga class or I was coaching clients or, maybe I had no work because that's entrepreneurship. And sometimes I have a full ass Tuesday open and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with all of this time? But there are days where I come home and I just feel down. I emotionally just am not feeling it. And those days sometimes follow with popcorn that I'll pop or I'll buy from the store, or maybe one of my favorite protein donuts, or two of them, or three of them, depending on however many I have in the fridge, or it's a chocolate bar. I think that if you're someone who quote unquote struggles with overeating or binge eating, I want you to know that it's normal. I think the percentage of people who binge eat or emotional eat is like 80+%. And so know that like I'm no different. It still happens. Yes, it happens not as often. I would say through my health journey, I have been able to develop a lot more health habits, or different habits and coping mechanisms for when I'm feeling emotional, such as going on a walk or calling a friend. That's a really positive one. Journaling. I have my journal. The intention was there. It's beside me. Did I fill it out? No, I didn't. I ate the chocolate bar instead. But what I do know is these things exist and I do use them and they are tools in my toolkit. So for you, if your only tool is emotional eating or doom scrolling or video games is one that I've spoken with people on recently, or vaping. God, I know so many people who vape. There are other mechanisms that already exist. They are maybe outside of you, maybe outside your front door where you have to go on a walk and find a green space, or maybe you go on Amazon right now and you order a journal so you have it there and it's like one step easier than it is right now. There are these things that you can do that will make future you feel better. I'm not saying that future me is going to look back at this moment right now and be like, I'm so glad we ate that chocolate bar. Like, no, future me is probably going to wake up tomorrow with a little bit of a stomach ache, and like my digestion probably won't move as smoothly as it usually does. But again, it's that mindset of, am I going to beat myself up for it and cause more long-term stress and more long-term nervous system dysregulation because of it? No, I am not. And I think that in itself is growth. So I don't know how long I've been rambling on in this one, but this episode, it was really for the friends who, as much as I am stubborn and I fight them back when all they're trying to do is empower me and inspire me and keep me accountable to continue going. I do really appreciate it, and I am so grateful to have people in my life who are big dreamers just like me, and they get excited about doing things like this or hearing things like this. So this episode is for you. You guys know who you are. I love you so much. And if this is your first time listening for whatever reason, please like, subscribe, give your girl a 5-star rating. I would really appreciate it. You can also find me on Instagram at Kelsey Grieveson, or my website is ccoaching.ca. If you have any questions when it comes to health coaching or nutrition guidance, behavior change, habit change, fitness, I am your gal. And you can reach out to me on Instagram, on my website, or wherever works best for you. I will leave you with this. Stay curious, protect your peace, and get out there and reach your potential, because oh my goodness, my friend, you only have one life that we know of. If this is even just a piece of motivation for you to take one step forward into action that you've been wanting to take on something, absolutely do it. I believe in you. Okay, have a good day or night or whatever it is for you. Peace and love.